Andy. Andy Reid. Andy. It's your boy again. Poop. Now, Andy, I know you thought that 2 wins, Andy, and you were going to be done with Poop, right? You figured, like, enough with him already. 2 wins, he's gone. No, Andy. No. That ain't the case, Andy, because remember, Andy, Poop is the voice of Philadelphia, Andy. I'm the voice of Philadelphia. And remember, I'm in a mentor relationship with you now, Andy. Remember the good advice I gave you? Executive coaching, Andy. Remember that? Now, Andy, I'm glad to see that you took some of the good advice I gave you last week. I'm glad to see that, Andy. You're listening up. Think about prior weeks, Andy. Let's have a quick review, just like they do in the NFL. Quick review, Andy. Remember, who was it that told you, Andy, everybody in the whole NFL knows what you're going to do? Remember I told you that? And Andy, you listened up. You listened up. You went in, just like I told you, with Weaver. Remember I told you that? You went in with Weaver. Good. Then you did the throw, and everybody goes, oh, we know what you're going to do. And what did you do, Andy? What did you do? You did a change-up on him. You did a change-up on him, Andy. And you ran. And what did you do, Andy? You scored. See? Why is that? Because, Andy, you listened to what I had to say about executive coaching. Remember I told you to, Andy, review again? Listening. You listened up, Andy. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Now, the diet thing, we got to work on that. We got to work on that a little bit, Andy. And I have a picture here that's going to reinforce what I'm going to tell you a little bit later. All right, that's good, Andy. But Andy, do you remember, again, Andy, we're still in a review, okay? We're still in a review, Andy. Now, remember what I told you last week. What did I tell you, Andy? I said, Andy, the Eagles were flat. Did I not tell you that, Andy? Did I not tell you that? And then, what did those announcers say today, Andy? Tell me. You know what they said? Andy, they said, what happened to the Eagles? They come out high-powered offense, and now third quarter, Andy, what happened? Andy Reid, listen up. Eagles were flat. They were flat, Andy. Why was that? Why was that? Andy, I'll tell you one reason why. This is an important point, Andy. I want you to listen up. Put that cheesesteak down. Now listen to me. Listen to Poop. Andy, I'll tell you why they were flat. You know why, Andy? Because you and those people in the main office, Andy, are making some serious mistakes. Serious mistakes. What did you do, Andy? What did you do with your defensive leader? Tell me. I know what you did, Andy. You went and traded him off. Pro Bowl. Oh, yeah. Oh, Dawkins. We're going to keep him forever. We love Dawkins. We love him. What did you do with him? Where is he? Where is he? Nowhere to be found, Andy. Nowhere to be found. That's right. Because you take the leader, you take all the heart out of the team, and then you give them, boom. Once you get 30-something, Andy, they say, oh, yeah, you say all the right stuff. And then what do, Andy? You give them the boot. Bam! Out of the nest. Out of the nest. That isn't good, Andy. That is not good. You need to keep people close to the nest, Andy. Especially the spiritual leaders, okay? All right, Andy. Now listen. Write that down. Write that down, Andy. You're looking at something on that clipboard. You're looking at something. Maybe it says cheesesteak and fries after the game. I don't know. But you got to listen to what Poop is telling you. Okay? Remember that. Okay, now that's the recap. Now let's talk about the game, Andy. Let's talk about the game. Andy, come on now. Come on now, Andy. What kind of poop? Talk about poop, Andy. What kind of poop was that you started out the game with? What kind of poop? Andy! Onside kick. All right. I'm going to let you go with that. I'm going to let you know. Don't do it again. Everybody knows you're into these funky plays now. All right? Don't do that again, Andy. Don't do it. All right? Now, listen, Andy. We got to talk a little bit more about strategy, Andy. Strategy. All right? You need to be thinking about my man. Who am I talking about? Michael Vick, Andy. Man, Andy, you lost sight of something. You think you're the savior, okay? That's nice. You gave the man a job. Good for you. All right. Remember this, Andy. Remember this. Andy, I'm going to give you some important words now, okay? Listen up. We're going to get our sponsors later, Andy. But listen up. Andy, you can hire a person, all right? You say, They never even had a job. You're going to pay him $50,000 a year. They go, oh, that's so wonderful, Andy. 2 weeks later, they're going like, oh, his job, I should be getting 70. Now, same thing with Michael. It's human nature, Andy. Human nature. You got the man out of prison. You go give him a gig, and now what? The man's going to be discontent soon, Andy. Why? NFL quarterback. You got him coming out there, a pass, then he's done. He don't want to do that. He don't want to do that. He wants to get some plays, Andy. He wants to get some reps, okay? Now, you got to let the man do more than come out. Run, Michael. Then he's done. You can't do that, Andy. You got to have continuity. Mix it up. You need to mix it up. You need to put him in there with McNabb. You hear what I'm saying? Hear what I'm saying, Andy. You need to put him in there, and then you got to let him throw the ball more than once, Andy. More than once. You hear what I'm saying? All right. Now, short yardage, Andy. You did good. But I want to tell you this. Coming back to my boy. Last week, what did he do, Andy? What did he do? He ran for 35 yards. That's what the man's got in him. But you got to give him, what did they say? When you think of Michael Vick, what do you think of? I heard it.
Let the dogs out. Let the dogs out.
That's right. You let the dogs out on Michael. Now, if you want to get return on your investment, Andy, you need to, play the man. Play the man. Let him do his thing. Do you like that little thing we got going on, Andy? See, as poop is drawing people to the nest, I'm getting more stuff going on in my production. See what I'm saying? And Andy, speak of production, that's what we need to get from you. More production. You can't be overusing the same cats over and over and over and over again. Look what happened to Selleck today. The man was discombobulated. Discombobulated. Why? Because, he's out there, I got to make a play. Spread the ball around. Spread the ball around. All right, Andy. Now, I just want to say a little something about here. If you remember last week, Andy, I was celebrating with a smoky treat and some tasty goodness. Now, Andy, as poop is growing, I want to show you that, you don't have to be addicted, Andy, to the same stuff every week, okay? So, Eagles, Andy, look, crimpets, you should like all this stuff, tasty candy cakes, and whatever, they got the peanut butter in there with protein and all kinds of tasty goodness in there, all right? Mix it up, Andy, that's what I'm trying to tell you, mix it up. See what I'm saying? Okay, I don't lose any sponsors. I don't want to lose them, Andy. All right, now, Andy, what I'm saying is, you got to mix it up, like with the diet thing. I was on YouTube, Andy. You know what? And you know what? There was a doctor on there, Andy, sending out a message to you. Now, Andy, I know I've been coming down hard on you, but I'm your mentor. Someone's got to be hard on you. Someone's got to coach the coach, Andy. Now, look, I want to show you something. Andy! Come on, Andy. What's going on? What's going on with that, Andy? Andy, did you ever hear that expression, walk your talk? Andy, you're playing top athletes in the world, Andy. Andy, and look, that's a role model? That's a roly-poly model, Andy. You need to shape it up. See these? You come on, have them once a year, Andy. Once a year with that stuff. All right, now, going to next week, Andy. By the way, remember, the W is good. W is good. Last important point, Andy. Last important point. Andy, you can't be trading field goals for touchdowns. Okay? You got that right? Andy, commitment. That's the word. Commitment. And Andy, look, I want you to look, listen. Check this out, Andy. Look at this. Eagles. See what I'm saying? Andy, Eagles. Now, some people were saying, well, how come you always look at the wrong side of your pants? I fixed that up, Andy. See, I take advice. I fix it up. I got Eagles everywhere now. I don't have to worry about grabbing the wrong leg. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you need to take my advice, Andy. All right, brother. Now, Andy, I don't know whether you did the meetings or the recovery or whatever, but what I want to say to you, Andy, next week, another tough game. W is good, stands for wings, and stands for win. Okay, Andy, listen to what Poop said. Listen to what Poop say, Andy, and they'll be coming back to the nest. Coming back to the nest. Coming back. See you next week, Andy. Next week, brother.